10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Everybody sing! Survivor.
We're back with The League Has Spoken, episode 20. Is it 27 of our show? Who cares?
I can't believe you're still counting.
Yeah, we're recapping episode 9 of Survivor 50. Joining me as always, in the screen below me is the great, I almost said the late, the great, but you're alive.
I'm alive.
You're alive. Brianna is here. Full
Hey.
government today. Brianna's here.
Brianna.
Someone who absolutely did not offer to help us move, Kyla, is back as well.
Oh my God, mean.
Was throwing me under the bus. I did help someone move this weekend though, so just wasn't you.
Wasn't us. And granted, you are in Atlanta, but it would have been nice to have the offer.
It's pretty fair.
How do you know I didn't offer?
I don't. Well,
Yeah,
you didn't offer to me.
She offered.
Okay. And most importantly, who we've corralled into joining whatever level of vague professionalism this is. Loomis is here joining the episode. What's up, Loomis?
First, thank you. This is an honor. I really appreciate being part of this and look forward to a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for having me.
We got to shout out Loomis because earlier in the season, Kyle and I had been talking about how many sharks were in every episode, just like in the random cutaways. Seemed like an abnormal amount of sharks. So I came up with a bit where I was like, I'm gonna create like another correspondent who just does shark watch and just tells us if there's sharks or not in the episode. I'm gonna put like way too much effort into like the intro to it, and that'll be the whole joke is that it is nothing. And Loomis said, I'll do it, but he came up with a way better idea than I had, and he's been hard committing to just pretending to be Coach, and it's been fantastic.
I definitely owe you another one. Coach is inspiring in so many ways, and he has way too much space in my head. But yes, I will try to get another one to you soon.
I have thoughts on Coach this episode. He's not even in it. All right, so let's get into this. This will be good because we realized before the show started, none of my notes saved from this week. I took notes the whole episode and none of them saved. So we're running with Kyla's notes. So if this is bad, it is Kyla's fault.
And usually my notes are my own backup. So let's just put that out there.
I'll tell you this. They are not formatted the way that I... Oh, he took written notes. That's
2 pages. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mine are bulleted and most via voice to text, so there's probably lots of weird spelling errors in there. Good luck translating.
I saw a couple uh-ohs, which I
This will be good.
appreciate.
All right, let's throw up the spoiler warning now. Normally I have liked to start the show by reminding everyone of who's on everyone's tribe, but I thought given what happened this week, we needed to do that after the spoiler started. So I am down to just Jonathan in the league. Let's Bree, can you just remind us where you're at?
Yeah, the background says it all. You can see us dancing on Exile Island, so I don't think
Bree's got no one left. Loomis, who do you have
Going
left?
going into this episode, I had someone, okay?
Okay, Loomis. We'll go to Loomis.
I think I have Joe. I think it's Joe, right? I
You
believe.
definitely have. Yeah, I think you've Joe.
Yeah, I think it's Joe.
You
Oh, I've
definitely have
got the
Joe.
spreadsheet up. I can confirm.
Yeah, can you confirm? I believe it's Joe. And
Yes.
Kyla, before this episode started, who did you have?
Christian.
Great. We'll get into that as we go along. So
Great.
the episode starts. The episode starts, and wow, your notes are so much different than mine. So Devins doesn't even wait. So they get back from tribal. Coach and Chrissy have been voted out, and Devins doesn't even wait till daybreak to tell the worst person possible that his idol is fake.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to watch.
I
That's
have
my
as well
first
my note.
uh-oh.
I put down, what am I missing? Why would he tell her? Why would he I'm like, why did he tell her? I was blown away when he did that.
She has a track record of being the worst person to tell. That was wild. Steph and Joe and Jonathan kind of all group up together at one point, and they're like, "What do we do?" I feel like honestly losing Coach and Chrissy was not that big of a hit. I know that numbers wise they took a hit, but they lost all of the crazy out of their alliance, which generally is a plus side. Kyla, I can't do this. You gotta do this. I can't. These aren't my thoughts.
Well, then you basically just have everyone talking about how stupid of a move Devers made
Yes.
Yes.
at Tribal. And
I have
even
to stop you real quick.
Yeah.
Kyla refuses to acknowledge Rick Devins' real name. She keeps
Okay.
forgetting. So
I
she's
loved
just
it.
committed
I
to
loved it.
calling him Devers.
I heard it and I was here for it, by the way. I loved it.
I
We're
will.
doubling
Okay,
down.
this is where I'll say I just finished Edge of Extinction, and I have to admit something. He's now one of my favorite Survivor players ever. Not only
Really?
because he's from Georgia,
And he's a
and
news reporter.
well, I don't care about that. But yes,
Kyla's
he's
always
a
talking about news reporters.
But I don't know. I like that whole season, probably one of my favorites ever, and now he's one of my favorites ever. So now watch out. I might jinx him, but I'm a Devers fan.
Still don't like him enough to get his name right though.
No, it's our thing.
It's a thing.
It's
Yeah.
like a
It's not
nickname.
my
It's like
thing.
no, it's mine and his thing.
It's like a southern draw, like Devers, like you got that Devers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little Devers.
As long as you say it with a southern drawl.
All right, Devers.
Okay. I'm gonna regret that. Yeah, so you just wrote Cerise Alliance's pyramid. What does
Okay.
pyramid mean? Is that a voice to text error?
No, this is because I wanted to make this. This is an
Ooh.
AI version,
Whoa.
so it's
Oh.
all their faces are wrong. But I just started laughing because this is when everyone's talking about the middle again, and then when people start talking to Suri, and then she's like, "I'm alliances with everyone." She starts rattling them off. She's like,
Yes.
"First, my number one, Wizard of Oz, and then I got the original Seal of Four,
Yes.
and then I have a understanding with Steph, Joe, and Jonathan. And then Tiff and Aubrey, they're somewhere in the middle. I don't know. That part just really cracked me up. And I was like, I gotta make something for that because it was just so funny.
She's such a queen. Like, she is working this game so hard. And it made me remember why I love her so much. I'm like, Jeff's kiss.
Next to her name, my note was Queen Surrey. That's what I put next to her name, Queen Surrey.
She's
Literally.
the best.
Oh, she's the best.
I'm going to say something that will be crazy to a lot of people. And I meant to do this in the intros, and then I kind of blacked out in the middle of just telling jokes about nothing. I have to acknowledge that I feel like at this point, I've watched the least amount of Survivor of everyone on this show. Kyla has been binging. You've watched like 20 seasons of Survivor in the last 3 months. Bree's been watching her whole life. And Loomis, you've been watching since...
I've been watching since I remember season 1 vaguely, but in college is when I started. My roommates and I, and then when I met my wife, we've watched every Wednesday now with our kids. So yeah, I've watched
Oh, that's cute.
a lot.
Cute.
And I started with 44, and I've since gone back and watched a bunch of seasons, but not maybe as much as everyone else. This is admittedly, even though I know Cerie's game. I've seen all the different big moments on like YouTube and clips and stuff, but I've never actually watched a season with Cerie, believe it or not. And
Nice.
she's incredible. Incredible.
A magician.
Well, I've got something to say about camp life if you want me to sprinkle some
Yeah,
thoughts in,
please go
Pat.
ahead.
The first text that I sent to Kyla and Megan when we were watching was that I said, these honor and integrity people are pissing me off. And I really would like to drop an F-bomb, but I won't for your editing purposes. But they were pissing me off. And I'll tell you why. Because when the vote did not go their way, they came back to camp and they were like, I can't believe they wouldn't tell us about who they were going to vote. And they have no honor and integrity. But they were not going to tell anybody about voting for Devers and Aubrey. And if it went their way, I do not think they would have come back and apologized. So I was not pleased with the honor and integrity folks this week.
I agree. I put a note, pouty pants. They were just pouting. It was
Pouty
so
pants,
it
yes.
was ridiculous because we can't swear. But yeah, I was
No, you
really
can. It just I just have to find it. It's less of a problem when I'm also on the show. The week that Megan and Mikey took over, and I had to listen to the whole raw video to know where it was. If I'm on, I'll know. I'll remember. Go ahead. Everyone let one out if you're feeling it.
No, I gotta get in them. I gotta get fired up. But I just feel like Joe, I don't know, he came around a little bit, but he was annoying to me during that. Like him being upset. Jonathan was annoying during that, and Stephanie. Those three were really grinding my gears during that conversation. So, honor, integrity,
Yeah.
thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Well, speaking of honor, integrity, and Joe, there is a scene where Joe and Devins talk, which looks like it's going to replay their fight earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my opinion, bad play by Devers because he kind of he tries to give him the whole like, oh yeah, that was crazy. I had to sneak it out or whatever lie he told everyone, and he's like, oh, I think that worked. Like, no, what are you doing? Everyone knows that you're lying about the idol. Joe immediately is like, I'm not getting fooled again. I just got fooled in 48. I'm not getting fooled by this fake idol nonsense. I don't trust him to begin with. What is he doing, Devins?
I think he definitely overplayed it, and it could be his demise. I just think how he played it at tribal council and then back at camp. I think he was super sloppy all the way around.
I just feel like he has no exit strategy because, like, I feel like while this would have been bad, it would have been less bad, in my opinion, if he came back and was like, hey, everyone, we were bluffing. I was worried about the votes were on me and I needed to do something. So I had planned to that earlier in case I needed it and I felt like I needed it. And people would be like, wow, Devins loves doing fake idols, but we already knew that. Whatever, let's move on. Now everyone's like, I'm pretty sure it's fake, but he might have an idol. So he's got the target of being a liar with a fake idol, and he's got the target of having an idol. And every time he goes to tribal and doesn't play it, they're going to be like, now you're just further in the front of our minds. What are you doing?
And the history of him with idols as well. And if he had come out, like you said, Pat, and just been like, hey, I had it, we got through this tribal, he then could have maybe actually found one and then tried to play it and really set it up nicely. I just think he had no foresight in how to handle that.
Yeah, I think it was the last minute decision.
Yeah.
And he didn't think it through.
It's maybe to me the best example of someone being like, I'm going to get through this vote and worry about it later. Because there's no way he planned out as this day progresses. And as the day progresses, Christian makes a realization, which is what we've been saying all along, is that the real middle are the people playing both sides, which is Suri, Ozzy, and Rizzo. But what does he do? Bree, you want to tee it up? You had a lot of thought. We watched this together, obviously, because we live together. And as this happened, I could sense Bree like tensing up. Like, go ahead.
When what? Sorry, say again. When what happened?
So Christian goes to talk to Suri about who the real middle is.
Oh yeah, Christian makes it's kind of the nail in the coffin move situation because he tells Suri that they should be getting rid of Ozzy and that this is their time, this is their window. And Suri's eyes, it was like That's So Raven when she sees into the future. She was like, I'm about to get this guy out because you can't come after the Wizard of Oz or whatever it's called.
Yeah, when will people realize that Suri is the real dangerous middle?
Yes.
She is the dangerous middle. Because when you say one of her lines to her, you gone. And
You got you
I
gone.
think they'll realize it soon,
Yeah,
but she plays it so well.
yeah, Kyla, correct. How do people not notice on the island between Ozzy and her? I get Rizzo because he's new, but how have they not picked up on Ozzy and Suri yet? They're doing a really good job of that, or the editing's good. One of the two.
And they have a history together. Like, whether they have a history of
Hmm.
being on the same side or not, they've played seasons together. And so far, anyone who's played seasons together, everyone's been like, the David and Goliath group, we got to get them out. I'm sure if Kyle and Camilla had gotten a chance to get together, they would have been like, we immediately need to cut that off. What are they doing? Anyway, there is a reference to Christian being a robot, and we got to give credit to Brie of the foresight. Was it like 4 or 5 weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
Whatever episode that Rizzo kept referring to himself as a girl's girl, Brie was like, "What does that make Christian a robot's robot?"
Yeah.
And you were like 5 weeks ahead of the curve on that one. So we
Wish
got
I
to
could
give
have
you
been there with
credit.
my picks, but I'll take what I
Yeah.
can get.
Um, is there anything else with beach life, or are we ready to keep going here?
I think we're good.
I think
I'm
we're
good.
ready.
All right, because it is challenge time with Kyla.
Yes, it is. So this challenge, it's one that we've seen before. It's where you have to hold a bucket.
It
That's going to be
is. Hold
20.
on. I have to interject. This is the now what I refer to as the Memorial Cedric losing before the
Yes.
instructions are done being read challenge.
Yes.
But let's note to myself, let's put that gif up now.
That'll be good. Um, so you're holding a bucket up above. It's going to be 25% of your pre-game weight. But there's a few twists thrown in here. So first, we're playing for rice. And how are they going to play for rice? Because we're not going to threaten like normal. They want to be earned.
Negotiate.
He
Mhm.
did reference the time that he cut open the
Stab the
rice
rice.
like a hostage negotiation. Yeah.
Yes,
That was
until
aggressive.
That was my favorite time he's ever done this.
it worked. But so we find out Jeff's going to be competing in the challenge, and he asked for 5 people specifically to compete against him. And if those 5 people beat him, then they win the rice. They negotiate this down to 4. I think they could have done 5. There was some debate about Steph, and Steph was acting all
Maybe because of her
shy.
arm.
Oh, true, her arm. But I just like how she's like throwing out her pregame weight and stuff. And I was like, Steph, you could beat Jeff. But Jeff is in shape, so I don't know. But those 4 are going to be Joe, Tiff, Ozzy, and Jonathan.
I
Um,
loved I loved when Jonathan stepped forward. He was like, "There's no way around this. I have to
he's
do
like
it." And
me.
then he's looking around at who else the strong people are. He's like, "Joe, I mean, come on."
And
Okay.
and Jeff did reference his age in this, right? To try to like set up in case he didn't do well. He definitely set it up in
Yeah,
case he
Hmm.
didn't.
he had an inkling. He's like, "I might not be able to do this."
I'm
And he
honestly
was right.
surprised he didn't practice. But wow, okay, well they start, and that's when it's revealed that this is a Jimmy Fallon episode. So as Jeff's kind of talking a little bit whenever he first starts. He starts making jokes about how someone needs to get out because they need a host. Specifically, they're asking Devers to come out and host since he is the news anchor. But the first one out is
Rizzo,
Rizzo.
not a shock.
We knew that. We
He
always
did.
expect that.
He didn't have to do this on his last season.
He didn't have time to
Oh,
train.
he
In
didn't.
fairness, he didn't have a lot of time to
Yeah, I
train.
know he did.
No,
No, he didn't.
He's just not very good at
He lazy.
challenges.
He's
That
never
boy
been a
lazy.
strength guy. Yeah.
Can I say during this first part, I love the flashback montage to all the time that Jeff
Oh
was
yes, we got sassy Jeff montage.
giving shit to the players and then he gets it right back during this. I loved it.
I totally skipped that.
There are like clips of Jeff online of like 14 minutes of sassy Jeff part 1, but we
Mhm.
don't need that anymore because we got it in the real episode.
Yeah, so after Rizzo goes Emily and then Devon's, and then that's when Jeff starts adjusting his grip. And that's when we get the montage. 6 minutes in, and Jeff's already complaining. Sari
Which
goes
is
out
your
fourth.
first challenge gif of the week. I felt it's not the most interesting thing that ends up happening, but I felt like if Jeff was going to compete, he had to be in
He had to have it.
our
Yeah.
GIF Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should. He should. Sari's out fourth, and then Jeff's out fifth. So he lasts about 7.5 minutes. Everyone who needed to
I love the
did
edit too.
outlast him.
Because he's like, oh my God, how long was that? And they make it seem like it was forever, and the producer's just
Yeah.
like, not that long.
Not that
And
long.
he says, I will never talk shit again until next season,
Yeah.
which is funny. Christian's out sixth. This is where we also then get Aubrey's wrenching up her bucket, and he
Mm.
says, how are you doing this? And she goes, because I'm psycho. And that's our other.
That's
'Cause
our
I'm
other
psycho.
challenge gift of the week. Yeah. She's like fully acknowledges she's psychotic, and it was a great save that she made.
And then Steph.
Unfortunately, though, Kyla, what happens?
Oh yeah, she goes out right after that. It's too bad because it would have been a good one. Steph and Tiff are out next, and then we're down to Ozzy, Jonathan, and Joe. Then Jonathan goes, and this is where we get both Ozzy and Joe in a little showdown, and we get a little funny line from Jeff calling Ozzy the original Jungle Boy, and he goes, "Jungle Man." I thought that was pretty funny too.
Kyla's now just starting Pearl Islands. That's Ozzy's first season. That's where the term Jungle Boy is given to him.
Wait, Ozzy's not in Pearl Islands.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I'm confusing Pearl Islands and Cook Islands.
Yes,
I'm
I've
so
seen
sorry.
Cook Islands.
I'm so sorry.
Pearl
retract.
Islands is Sandra's season.
Yes. And
for
Johnny
everyone.
Fairplay.
And Johnny
Rupert.
Fairplay. And Rupert. I like Rupert. So Joe, we find out at this point that Joe lasted an hour this time. They weren't really announcing
lasted
how
an
long
hour
it had
last
been.
time. It
Last
was an
time,
hour
sorry,
last time.
But they hadn't really been announcing how long it had been throughout this whole thing. So I
No,
was like,
once Jeff was out,
where
they
are we
stopped
at?
the clock.
Yeah. So Joe ends up winning again. I mean, what was the final time? I actually didn't even write it down. I don't even know if they say it, like 25 minutes.
It wasn't as long as last time.
It's nowhere near as long, which is kind of crazy. I would expect these sorts of challenges that be more competitive with this group of people. But hey, so then we also find out that as part of Joe's award, he gets to send someone on a journey.
Well,
And
before we get to the journey, though, I do. I just want to talk more about the moment when Jeff's competing and they're all giving it back to him.
Yeah,
We get so many Survivor callback. We get a do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, Jeff? Callback. We get Ozzy shouting at him. He's like, "You gotta dig deep, Jeff." Many good callbacks.
Pat, I have a
to
question.
say.
Pat, could you beat Jeff in this challenge?
Could I beat Jeff? That's a good question because we asked this of Victoria last week, and I want to make it a regular part of the show here, is what part of the challenge would you be good at? Although there's only one part, so we're adapting it now, is we're going to go around, do you think you would be okay at this challenge? I don't think I would beat Jeff. My weakest strength, or my biggest weakness, I don't know how you want to say it, but grip strength has always been my problem. It's only grip strength, so I wouldn't be like Joe taking one hand off the thing to shake it out. I think I'd be out pretty soon. I could outlast Cedric. Also, to bring up Cedric again, they all made it past the directions, so they all beat Cedric from 48.
Who's next?
Bree.
So I don't know why I know this, but I did a grip strength test at one point at some time, and it said that I had good grip strength. So that's a positive. My issue is if I start adjusting, I would also fail. And also with the broken wrist situation, I think I get a pass. So I would say that I would last about 5 minutes, so I would not beat Jeff.
I'm with you, Bree.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think
introducing structure into whatever this is.
I'd only last for about 5 minutes. I have small hands, and I get
tiny hands.
I get forearm pain when I'm lifting, so I just know that that's not my, what'd you say, strength. It's my weakest strength.
Yeah, I'd say 44-year-old dad bod and a spinal fusion, maybe 5 minutes if I'm lucky.
But we're still going to talk shit.
We're still gonna
100%.
We'd all beat Rizzo and we'd all beat Emily. And if we could beat 2 people on Survivor 50, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out first, but I couldn't guarantee that.
Yeah. All right. So Kyla, you were saying.
Joe gets to send someone on a journey, and this kind of annoys me. I'm not gonna lie, but it's so Joe's brand to make them play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it is.
So it's Ozzy versus Devers and Christian versus Emily, and then it's Ozzy versus Christian, and Christian wins, and he gets to go on the journey.
Yes.
Do we have a boat time
Let's get to that.
after camp play?
No, we can do it now. Let's do it now. Cue the boat.
God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay wait. Everybody calm down. No.
So, Christian's gonna get on a boat from here. He's gonna go on a journey, so he's gonna get journey points. And everyone, meanwhile, is freaking out because they're like, "Oh, we didn't want him to go. What if he gets something?" Well, it turns out it's gonna be pretty brutal. He pulls up he pulls up to this barge in the middle of the ocean. This I do remember. And I remember saying at the exact same time that he did over the TV, I was like, this is the Rachel 47 challenge, where you have to basically do this puzzle, and the puzzle is on a table, and the table is tied to a series of just like weight plates, and they throw an anchor over the edge, or you have to push it over the edge, and like a series of rope coils falls off, and once the last thing falls, it's going to pull the table into the ocean. So you either get some sort of advantage if you finish the puzzle before it gets yanked into the ocean, which Rachel did in 47, or it's pulled into the ocean and
So dramatically. That was the most dramatic scene when it pulls away. It's like, da-da-da, da-da-da, and you see it from below, like sinking.
Yes,
That was
not to get
so.
ahead of this or anything, but so
Sorry.
this is going to be Jimmy Fallon's second big entrance into this episode, which people online from Twitter, which I've read, did not like. But Twitter is toxic and terrible. It's a terrible place to be. So I personally liked it. The idea is if Christian can finish this, he is going to get to cast a vote here before tribal. And then if you zoom in on the paper, he can either choose to bank his vote that he would normally have, or he can basically cast 2 votes. So it's like casting an extra vote, the timing of which is kind of irrelevant. It's interesting to throw it before tribal. If he doesn't do it, he gets an envelope which he has to go back and read. That's where we'll get into that later. But so he's doing the challenge. He throws it off. It looks like it's going to be close. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Christian. I will say this. We've done a logo puzzle challenge here, and I said before it started, I didn't think it looked harder than the previous, like the big ones we've had with the full tribe. I thought it looked pretty easy.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not out there.
Right.
We'll cut to your journey gift of the week is Christian doesn't do it, and it's slow, like it's both fast and slow somehow. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like tutters along the the barge top and sinks into the ocean, and he's left there to just cry.
So here's one thing I have to say. You said Twitter was mad about it, but my thing is,
Twitter is more upset with what happens when he has to read the thing.
well,
But go ahead.
Christian is good at puzzles. This is not impossible to do because Rachel did it. So I think we may have an instance of where he got nervous and fumbled, which is okay. That happens. And it was just the outcome was tougher than usual, but I don't think it's impossible to do. So I don't think it's
And
like
he wanted to go.
if he had done it, people would have
Correct.
said it was amazing and it was great. So I just think it's because of the outcome that people had a reaction.
Can I share? I listened to an exit interview with him. What he said.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
He said that he got stuck on one piece that he was convinced, and he spent too much time on one piece, and that's why he did it. He didn't move quickly enough through them, and he got kind of perseverated a little bit and didn't move on from it, and that was his ultimate downfall. And that he normally would do it, but he spent too much time on one piece and didn't calculate the time right.
That's right on brand for Christian.
Yeah.
Like that is, I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I thought the idea of casting a vote before tribal was interesting, though. I like that. I honestly hope that comes back.
I thought that was cool too because you don't know what's going to go down in Scrambo. So your vote could be worthless, or you could be
Yes.
trying to kind of maneuver your way towards whatever you voted, no matter what. Yeah, it could be That could be interesting to see play out.
Yeah, I hope they bring that part back.
Yes. We'll talk about
One in the urn.
Yeah, we'll talk about the letter in a second because we got to get to like what's happening on the beach. So does anyone have anything to say about the puzzle specifically?
The only thing is, I think I said it a few episodes because Christian hasn't had a lot of attention lately. We haven't gotten the line about his child for a
Oh,
few
yes.
episodes now, and it came back, and that's kind of when I was like, no.
Yeah,
we
but
started
it was
talking.
cute this time. It
It
wasn't.
was cute,
I
but
had- Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I shouldn't
I
talk
just thought
over
it was forecasting. No. I just thought it was, I just thought it was a bad sign.
Yes.
Yeah. I liked in episode
That was
1
cute.
when he did it and he was like, my kid's going to be so proud that I made fire with just glasses. In episode 2, what a wild segue. In episode 2, after he poops himself, he's like, I hope my kid doesn't see this. So we're back on the positive of teaching his kid how to get up,
Get back up.
down, which was really sweet. I liked it.
My main takeaway was, so the anchors fell relatively fast when you're doing a puzzle, but if you think about how long they were actually falling, either it was a very light anchor or they were in a really deep part of the ocean. So I haven't really deciphered that yet on my own, but it was kind of wild how long that was going on that rope.
Yeah, they were pretty far out there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back to the beach because while this is happening, we have a Scrambo going on.
Scrambo.
Yeah, Loomis, we call it Scrambo because one week I tried to say Scramble and Rizzo at the same time and it came out as Scrambo, and now I can't outrun it.
Just like
I like
earlier when Pat was giving me shit about Devers and then he said
Devers,
I
yeah.
just
I'm like
wanna see-
Scrambo and Devers. You got them both. I'm here
Basically,
for
we
it.
can't pronounce anything right on this show.
Yeah.
I love it.
So during the Scrambo, there's a bit of a rice face-off.
Oh my gosh.
I love
Which is why you
this
should
scene.
have
That's why
given
I
them
love
rice
this
from the
scene.
beginning.
Let's let Loomis do the
Please.
rundown of Rice because it sounds like you got stuff to say.
Yeah, I just think Emily did not read the room when Suri is kind of taking charge of something. If you know anything about Survivor, you let Mama Suri take over.
Mhm.
Pretty clear, but Emily is like doubling, tripling down. I feel like this is definitely going to cost Emily later. I do. I think Emily just really didn't read the room right. And when Suri says something, you just let it go. I kind of do wish, though, she pushed it. I would have loved to see Suri come over the top because Suri would have won out with all the social capital. So one of my favorite scenes. And then hearing Suri be honest, like if she had said it one more time, I loved it.
There's
Said it one more time. Her name was getting written down tonight.
Suri gives a quote that has there's 8 or 9 lines
That are
and
awesome.
Every one of them is golden, and I missed the second half because I was laughing at the first half.
I liked when she mentioned risotto.
Yes, I missed that line because she starts and she's like, "Girl, take several seats." A line which, by the way, some inside baseball got me in trouble in our group chat this week when I was like, we were moving. And everyone in the group chat is talking about that moment in Survivor, and I'm like carrying stuff up the stairs, so I'm like 10 minutes late to the conversation. And I chime in and I'm like, "Girl, take several seats," and I like put the crying laughing face emoji. But the chat had moved on, and so Kyla thought I was telling her to
take a
back
seat.
up. And then I had to go back. I'm like, no.
Like,
I'm trying to be a part of the group.
I was like, fine. Shut up.
She was about to be like, go make some risotto, biatch.
Yeah. So,
I think at the time I was talking about how much I loved Suri and how I want to go back and watch every single season of hers that I've not watched, and I want to watch her on Traders, and because that scene was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And she says that line about, "I'll make risotto if I want to." I missed it. I only got it in the clip online later when I was
What
done
about
laughing
I've been making rice before you were a twinkle in your mother's eye.
Oh,
Oh my
that
God.
was fire.
Financial analyst, rice analyst.
Yeah,
It was
right?
Doesn't know
classic
numbers.
Emily. We said it from the beginning. Emily cannot play like she played her season when she's on the boat and she's like, "We should all attack Bruce before I'm not even on his tribe yet."
What's the
She's
face
doing
she
good
makes?
until now.
She's like,
Yes.
that's an insane amount of rice. Like she's like so serious about it.
Yeah.
Aggressive, yeah.
Oh, it's
She
crazy.
doesn't read the room so well.
And it's crazy that after Devin's fake idol play in Christian's Miss Apples we'll get to, Emily could be so aggressive about Rice that she goes out instead.
Yeah, I don't. You almost have.
Which is now, I think, a good time. I have a treat for you all. My mother texted me today. And I will preface this with my mom and my sister helped us move yesterday for like 5 or 6 hours, and they were a huge help.
Rock
So
stars.
I'm eternally grateful, and they're awesome. That being said, my mom sent me a text today, unprompted, that said, "Here is my shameful plea for extra points for having Emily." Not off to a good start. I would like to read you all this text and get your honest reactions. She wanted extra points for having Emily. Bear in mind, she was not assigned Emily. She picked Emily.
Pity points? Is that what we're talking about here?
No. So she has three points. She said, 1, Emily is a blabbermouth. 1 point every time she blurts a secret. Prayer hands emoji.
Wow.
This is a drinking
Bless
game?
up.
No.
Yeah.
She wants points.
No.
It's a lot of points. A lot of points.
Yeah, and that we can't should win the league hands down just because of
I
blabbermouth.
would like Heidi to take a shot every time Emily.
That's like asking for extra credit in
Blabbermouth.
school.
It's going to get worse. I'll add this. She lobbied. She said in a separate. I'll get through the whole thing. And she said afterwards. She said, "Let the people vote." Bad idea.
No.
Greg's
Nope.
in the group chat, so that's not going to work. And she said, "I'm in 12th place with Emily as my anchor. What about deducting points from everyone who hasn't voted her out yet?" Let me get to her full prompt, though. I skipped ahead. So every time she blurts out a secret, my mom wants a point. My mom also said she flip-flops. 1 point every time she switches sides. Prayer hands emoji
I'm like,
again.
flipping.
That is,
yeah.
yeah.
That is well done.
And then she said, "Can I get pity points for choosing her for my tribe? 5 points."
Oh my gosh.
Pity
What is
points
this,
and
a
then lobbying
democracy?
for like the biggest action amount of the season.
No, but I love the idea of
Oh
losing
no!
points
Oh
for
no!
not
No,
voting
you
Emily
can't.
out.
You can't.
And if you not if Emily tells your secret. No. If you tell Emily a secret, you should lose points.
That's
That should be a new one. Emily doesn't get
could be
points.
real. Yeah.
But everyone who tells
that's
Emily a
valid.
secret,
Yeah, out of here.
and I would be the worst because Christian kept trusting the
You'd be way down there. All right, so sorry, I had to bring that up because my mom was
That's
like,
funny.
"This is what you should do," and I was like, "We're gonna talk about this."
If we're doing
perfect.
that, I'd like everyone who pitches Rizzo or Ozzy to Sari to also lose points.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right, so sorry, continuing. So Emily almost gets voted off because of the rice. I'm sorry, I'm tracking through Kyla's notes.
Then Christian comes back.
Yes, Christian comes back and he has to read the envelope. And this is what people are upset about. And I understand it a little bit. I like the twist, sort of. So here's the basics is he's reading publicly this note of shame. And it's revealed to everyone, including him, at the same time. I like that part. I like that he found out when everyone else found out. That was interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I digress. He can vote tonight. He does not lose his vote, but he has to vote for himself. Now, you're not allowed to vote for yourself in Survivor. I don't have a problem with making someone vote for yourself. There's only so many negative punishment twists you can have.
Right.
It's kind of amazing we haven't done this yet. I thought it was very interesting. What I personally don't like is that he had to tell everyone. That's my problem.
I also
I
wish
wanna hear the
I
group.
wish they gave him a way out and some crazy like challenge throughout the day to possibly get something back. Just
I like
some
that.
little sliver of hope.
I like that. Like when they have the beware advantage or like they can find something to like absolve it.
Just something. Make it hard, but you could give him one more because that was a lot. And then you can't use your, second your shot in the dark either, too, right? Like he was toast at that point.
So here's my thing though. If you think about other people that could have gotten that, the problem that the crux with Christian is that he was already kind of on the chopping block. So this just sealed his fate, which is unfortunate because I like Christian. But if you think about other people in the game, like I don't know, like Rizzo and Ozzy are like so protected by Sari. Their name came up. I really feel like they would have circumvented it. A lot of people are kind of on the chopping block, but there's kind of some irrelevant people right now that I feel like if they got brought up, like, like, would they actually be voted out? I don't think so.
That's true.
At the same time, though, it's also a season of like people seem willing to change the plan at any given point.
True.
Like it seemed like it was clear cut last week against Chrissy and Coach, and it ended up being. But there was a solid moment where they were all like, "Should we flip it to someone else just as an opportunity to get someone else out?"
Yeah.
I do have one thing. I do find it interesting that CBS and like the face of NBC dictate one of their biggest shows.
Oh,
like
I didn't even think of this.
I didn't think of that either.
Wow.
I feel like that part has stuck with me, and I really would love some, feedback on that one.
That is interesting.
So I'm gonna guess what happened is that Jimmy Fallon is known to be a huge Survivor fan. He's good friends with Jeff. Megan will cover this in tea time, so I don't want to get too ahead of the curve. But Jeff has been on that show before many a time to talk about Survivor in past seasons. And unlike there's a legit debate over Zach Brown and whether they pull him in because of March Madness and whatever. And Jimmy Fallon is a legit Survivor fan. Like he has his credentials, to my understanding. Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to tell me that I'm wrong. But I think honestly it was just Jeff going, no, he's a big celebrity who's a real fan that's actually my friend. So of the 3 we've gotten so far, this feels the most authentic to like, here's a huge fan. It's in the hands of the fans, happens to be a celebrity. The other 2 so far feel a little bit more like shoehorned in. That's my guess. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree, Pat. And I also think that he did an audience vote that night live with Jeff, right? So he incorporated his audience, which I think is kind of cool.
Yes, that's true. So we continue with Scrambo. And after Christian has said he has to vote for himself, Ozzy's thrilled. Rizzo was like, now's the time. Let's get him. And it does bounce around a little bit, though. Like, Jonathan promises... What? Bree, you had a lot on this. I'm just going to throw it to you, unprompted.
Okay. So we're talking about how Jonathan tells Christian, when Christian comes to talk to Jonathan post the last vote and try to mitigate things, Jonathan is fired up, like I said, honor and integrity. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. But Christian says at that time, hey, I could in the future give you my shot in the dark as sort of this like retribution. Jonathan gloms onto that really quickly and is like, we're going to get this guy out and we're going to, take his shot in the dark. So after
I don't understand why he keeps doing that. It's like, he's like, hey, take my lunch money, please.
Yeah. But also trust building is important and having some skin in the game is important. So he comes up to him and he's like, well, now that he knows he has to vote for himself, Christian's like, this is a no loss situation for me because I can't play my shot in the dark. So I might as well give it to him, try to build this bridge. Jonathan's like, let's double down on it. We're going to get him out. I'm still going to take his shot in the dark and I'm going to like have a party with it after.
I don't think Jonathan knows that he can't use it. I don't think he's the only one on the island that hasn't put it together.
Jonathan's not the brightest bulb in the tool shed or however you say that.
The brightest bulb in the tool shed.
Add that to the list.
I'm typing it in now.
Not the sharpest light in the tool shed. That's what I'll go with, right?
And yes. You can make that the episode title, Pat.
I had a different one. I admittedly, that's why I shoehorned in take my lunch money. I was like, that's kind of the brightest bulb in the tool shed that's going to be it. I also am simultaneously adding that to your dictionary. Hold on.
Perfect.
This is when Jonathan says he has a few notches in his belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't like that because
I'm a Jonathan defender. I didn't like that.
It's not true.
No, it's not true.
D, Camilla. No.
Well, Camilla is on him. He was the flip, but not D.
Yeah, not D, but definitely Camilla. The Camilla one hurt. I loved Camilla. That one hurt.
Yeah, I hate Camilla on my team. So that was gross. But I was having a boy bye moment about Jonathan because of his behavior. And I told Pat this. I said, he's preaching this honor and integrity. And I don't think that this way of going about taking someone out while like taking their shot in the dark and voting for them is very honor and integrity of you. So I said, I hope he makes some amends to this because I was like,
Yes.
Yeah, because he lied to his face.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that in Tribal. We'll get to that. Yes and no. We'll get to that.
No, when they're sitting there, he did. But
oh, well, yes. Yeah.
Because Christian says, I'm voting for Christian. And then they had that awkward moment. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that
And
was such a
Jonathan,
good
like, doesn't
scene.
understand.
Jonathan's
Yeah,
like,
he did not process.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is when Emily goes to Suri and Tiff to talk about Ozzy again. And I'm like, oh, I was convinced Christian might make it this episode because of this scene. It's like, people got to stop doing that.
Cerise faces though, she doesn't flinch. Like the minute Emily walked away and she looked over at Tiff and they're both like, she's got to go. She's
Yeah.
got to go. And Tiff really started leaning in.
Yeah.
That's what convinced me was Tiff. Like, because I was like, okay, now Sari and Tiff are like kikiing about this,
Convincing, yeah.
and like then Ozzy's coming in and he's pissed, especially because he's pissed because him and Emily had that weird thing.
They like the
Yeah,
same fiction book. If you follow
No,
their
I
pregame.
sorry, Pat, I put a note here, right? So Suri, like that whole, she has a poker face. If Suri, she should never work again. She should do reality TV or poker. I mean, for her, the way she just holds her like coolness, calmness, and like draws you in, like that was. She had Emily sucked in him. It was masterful. That was a masterful
as told on your background.
Yes.
Listen, that's a lot of thoughts.
And if you notice when she finds out things and she's telling her alliances, she's really good at coaching them to also not react. Because when she tells Ozzy earlier in the episode, and he barely makes a smirk, but she's like, cut it out. I need you to cut that out. I need you to cut that out.
She knew all of his tell signs. That's the other part too. She reads everybody so well. She knew all of anything he was going to do. She knew before he was going to do it. It was impressive.
Yeah. As somebody who's a big face reactor, I'm actually very jealous of the skill she has because I feel like if I'm feeling, it is billboard on my face. So I love it.
Suri would wear me out in a game. I'd be done.
Yeah.
So the weird thing here, though, and you're probably reading this in my notes, Pat, but Tiff says she needs to beef up her resume.
I remember writing this in my notes too, the lost notes.
I'm a Tiff fan right now, but I don't think getting Emily out over Christian is beefing up your resume in any way. No. Emily's not done a lot this season, so that's not a resume builder in my opinion. But
that would have been personal, not a good move. I agree.
Yeah. It's like putting a little mosquito out. That's it.
I think what she was trying to say was like these other folks brought Christian to the table and she's been asked to vote. She's trying to bring something new to the table and take credit kind of thing, even though it's not a better move.
I
agree with you.
True.
Like this would be a plan that she was one of the ones that started.
Exactly.
As opposed to glomming onto the everyone's already voting Christian. I could see that. All right. Well, while we're talking about vote outs, let's go to Tribal. So I don't remember much about Tribal, besides it's pretty nonchalant until Jeff asks Ozzy a question, and Ozzy starts, I was worried he was going to blow it, because he starts doing that like, hey, maybe the person who you think we're going to vote for, we're not going to vote for, and I'm like, stop talking.
Yeah, less is more.
Christian has that kind of tense exchange with Jeff when he was like, this is what's happening to me, Jeff.
I couldn't tell. Was Christian like? Was he serious? Was he joking? Like I couldn't tell about the whole Fallon rant. I couldn't tell.
That was golden.
I think it was sarcasm. I think it was a little in between because that is kind of his personality.
He's got a very dry humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
That way, but
yes. And I put this in my notes, but I liked the line where he said, because Jeff asked him about how the rice is, and he goes, "It fueled my rage at Jimmy Fallon." I thought that was funny.
This was the most Savannah-like Christian has ever been.
Yeah. I didn't think Tribal was that great, though.
No. There was a moment when he asked about the rice, and Emily answered and said, "Everybody's happy and they're renewed and they have energy." And Suri went,
Suri's face.
It was as she was saying, "I feel like my old self again," and I was like, "Yeah, your old season 45 self, which was not how you should be playing this."
Yeah,
that's the problem. If anything, she should have not eaten rice and maintained her like subdued in the
emaciated self.
The last thing she needs is more energy to ruin her own game. So they vote, and it was close. I think there are 2 votes for Ozzy. I don't remember who they were. Presumably, I wrote them down, but I don't have those notes anymore. There are,
Well, let's muscle through it. It would have been Christian, obviously.
yeah,
Oh no, Christian voted for himself. Sorry.
yeah. So I
Christian
just
voted for
agreed with
himself.
you after talking about that for
Devers and
45 minutes.
Emily.
Yeah, it was
Devers and-
Devins and Emily. I had Devins and Emily.
Mm,
Thank you.
yeah. Devins gets what, 3 votes? It's more than
Yeah,
Ozzy.
it was 6-3, then 2. Yeah, or yeah,
Yeah.
5. Yeah, it was.
I
And
liked the way they read them this time because I was actually like, oh, what's
yes,
happening?
yes, for sure. I was shocked Emily got nothing. I thought maybe Suri might have thrown her one just as like, I know that Christian's out because of the numbers, but I want her to know that she's like got to get it together.
Can I ask, was there any conversation around? So, Devin's idol last week, obviously, he was like, I couldn't play it. I had to sneak it out. But then, did that come around at all this week? Was anyone like he said he
Yeah,
was
well,
going to play it, but he
that's
didn't?
that's why
Yeah, I
the
had
vote fell to Christian first, is they were like, we all want Devins, but in case the idol's real, we got to split it. Who do we split it to? Christian. I think everyone will go back next week and presumably be like, so there was no idol. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
I mean, does Devers double down and try to do it one more week? I think him coming clean. And I had to know, do we think there's another idol out there now? Right? Like, I mean, really, are they going to put another one out in the
They
out in the
usually
wild or what?
do. I don't know why
I
they
know.
would. I mean, they're willing to have Christian publicly be like, I got to vote for myself. So why wouldn't they hide another idol?
It
I
feels
agree.
early in the game to be out of idols, so I would say
Yeah.
potentially.
I feel like they have to do a they're not just going to do a regular one, right? And
Like a Beware advantage?
I hope that they do
Well,
something with the idol during the challenge. Like you have to do something additional at the challenge
I
to
want to,
get it.
yeah, I want to see someone do something interesting like that or do the double idol where 2 people get an idol. I don't know,
Oh
something
yeah, and it
different.
evolves over time. They can't do a Billie Eilish one because
No.
Billie Eilish refuses to post about Survivor despite her name being brought up every 5 seconds for the first 3 episodes. But they're all in the same tribe, so it's
Tribe.
not like you can like
Wait, question. Did all the boomerang idols leave? Because Genevieve had
no.
2. Rizzo has 1, right?
Some of the idols are still in play, but the people they go back to are now all
Are
gone.
gone.
Well, one doesn't matter. Aubrey played her idol. That's the one
Yes.
that presumably is back in circulation that no one's found.
Yes.
Potentially. Genevieve gave Rizzo and Ozzy their idols. So if they get voted out, does it just go back into circulation? If they don't play it?
I don't know.
They can't go
There's
back
got
to
to be
Genevieve.
something different. Got to be
I
something
would
different.
hope so.
We'll see. Regardless, Christian's gone. But not
Christian's
before trying to fight Jimmy Fallon in the confessional booth.
Hell
What
yeah.
does he say? He's like, no more ideas for you. Yeah. Thoughts on Christian?
Just one
I'm
more
gonna-
because
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it. Kyle.
Well, I was just going to say, Bree asked me to bring back my segment of Caked Up Peach of the Week.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm giving
This is
it
not an
to
official
Chris.
segment, by the way. Despite Kyla's background, I need Loomis to know this is not a sanctions segment.
Wait, can you also explain it to Loomis? Because I feel
Yes.
like you
This
can't
is
just show a butt.
great.
Okay,
Kyla,
so I just always talked about butts. That's what I was going to say, and that's a weird statement.
not
But
That's another quote.
one time on this show, we were talking about baseball, and at the time there was memes
it was episode
about
2. Episode 2.
Dump Truck McGee. Wait, is his last name McGee?
It's
Or am
not
I just
Dump
making-
Truck either.
But that's his nickname. They
The
call him
guy in the
Dump Truck.
Mariners that's got a big butt. Somehow that came up innocuously. I can't imagine. I truly can't tell you how it got brought up in terms of Survivor.
And
But
so
Kyla
then
brought it up.
it just kept coming up, butts kept coming up, and then I somehow said, well, I am from Georgia, the peach state, and so then somehow Caked Up Peach of the Week became a thing,
I
and
did
I
not
haven't been
greenlight
doing
this.
it consistently.
I
But
greenlighted.
this is going to be
This
a
is
different one
fantastic.
because Christian's not getting this because of his butt, but I
Oh,
will
no!
say he's getting it. We didn't talk about it at the beginning of this
It
episode.
took me until now to realize where you're going with this bit.
There's a little poop emoji next to him because he's getting it because his pants were still gross this episode. And we
Yes.
all
Oh, yes!
thought
How do we miss this?
all thought he was going to get new pants. So we're not caked up in the sense, but I think
It's caked on.
Answer,
There's some,
yeah,
there's some caked on.
Caked on peach of the week.
So
These are for
Christian,
sure the poop pants that he's
Yes.
wearing today.
he
Yes.
did not get new pants. So that's why.
That's going to be hard to talk to this kid about one day, but that's going to be a heck of a conversation.
Congrats, Christian. You're booted out, but you got my award.
In a perfect world, I wish Emily would have gone this week and kept Christian around longer. I like having him in the game more, but I think strategically, right, he had to go. But I'm going to miss him. I do really enjoy him on the show. He's fantastic.
Excellent narration. My favorite part was not when he pooped himself on national TV, which I still can't believe happened. But every time they would do a challenge and he'd be describing like a maze to people, but in a way that only people as smart as him could understand. You remember the snake maze, and he's like talking to Jonathan and Ozzy, and he's like, the parabellum or the parallax of this curve, and they're like, we don't know what you're telling us.
Turn
to
it 25 degrees
at all.
parallax.
Yeah.
I love him so much. I'm so sad he's gone, and I'm sad and happy that I'm now on Exile Island with Bree.
Yeah, that's your last. Oh, something we didn't talk about. To dial it back to when the jury comes in. Coach comes in, and I remember writing down that he looked like that one Backstreet Boy, the tall one with long hair. He was wearing like a suit with like
AJ. Isn't
a
his name
vest.
AJ?
Yeah, it looks like AJ from the Backstreet Boys. He like does a twist into. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Coach.
My 15 and 12-year-old boys definitely noticed D. I'm just going to say that.
Notice
Oh,
what?
that's
Sorry.
wicked funny. D.
They noticed what D was wearing.
Yeah,
They noticed D.
That's funny.
D is always she's looking fire. I think she got caked up peach of the week one time. So, well,
I'm
she's
sorry,
great.
that was Kevin from the Backstreet Boys. I just had to look it up.
That's
AJ was
all
a
right.
different
Kevin.
one.
Can I
That's all
ask,
right.
is anybody
We'll let
else on Exile Island with us? I'm
No,
just
it's
doing a
just
quick
you
check.
two. You two are the only people
just
without a
two
team.
girlies. Okay.
Good, because we have something brewing.
All right. Well, now that we're done with Tribal, let's throw it to who should we go first, Megan or Mikey? Loomis, you get to pick because you're the guest.
Mikey.
All right. We're throwing it to Mikey for Mikey's move of the week.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mikey's Move of the Week. I'm actually in Rhode Island this time, everyone. Everyone, please, if there's anything to cheer for Mikey this season, not for my performance in the Fantasy League, because that is just horrid. But I'm actually home this weekend, so cheer for me for that. So winners and losers, I do think that this episode fell off a little bit, but there were still some very funny moves, aka Suri, and the way that she destroyed Emily in her confessionals. The best quote being that Suri has been making rice ever since Emily was Emily was a twinkle in her mother's eye. And that also leads me to a loser move of the week, is Emily not knowing the 2-to-1 ratio of cooking rice to servings. SMH, Emily, come on, girl. I thought you were better with numbers. So Suri, just a winning move for that. And then the true winning move of the week was Joe in that bucket challenge. My God, the rope didn't move. I did not realize he could do that. I thought Tiff had a way better chance. And then Jeff was like, oh, Joe has gone the longest in this challenge. The only reason he dropped out last time was because he won. And I was like, oh. And then he proved why. So yeah, go Joe. Again, I will cheer for him sparingly. And this is one of those few times. Loser moves of the week. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jonathan, dude, I'm done with this whole, I'm going to add another notch to my belt for Christian, like as if Suri wasn't the one pushing Christian's name, Rizzo wasn't the one pushing his name, whatever. So Jonathan thinks that these are all his moves, Camilla, even though Steph was the one that ran that, or was the true flip vote, just all those things. So whatever, Jonathan, you keep thinking you're making winning moves when in fact the edit is not actually showing that, so I don't think they're really that winning of a move. So, biggest winners of the week, Boston sports fans. If you are one, hopefully you like the fact that Alex Cora is gone. I thought that was really funny. That not even a month into the season, he's gone. So good luck to you. Maybe that's a winning move. And then biggest losers of the week One is Pat. I'm sorry, Pat. I'm going to call you out here because last week on the pod you said, "Oh, I think the next week is a bucket challenge, so I think Jonathan's going to do well in that." Nope. Well enough to get third, but that doesn't really count. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, not in Survivor. And then the biggest loser of the week is Kyla. And if you don't know, well, let us call back the fact that a couple weeks ago, Kyla said, "Oh, I have a feeling that Genevieve, Christian, or Camilla will win this season," aka her team. And here we are. None of them are left. I hope you have fun in exile with Bree. I'm glad Bree has company now, but yeah, sorry, not really. Not the Kyla curse is real, everyone. I'm sorry. But that has been Mikey's move of the week.
Thank you, Mikey. Now it's time for tea time with Megan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time with Megan. So let's get into our tea this week. So we have some tea about Christian and Jimmy Fallon, our special celebrity shout out in this episode. So first, honestly, Christian, I feel like seems like the least bitter out of all of the contestants that have gotten voted out so far. I feel like everyone else on their like exit interviews and everything has been really like, "Oh, well, this happened, so, you know," and they kind of like, I don't know, I just got like some kind of bitter tones, but Christian really didn't seem like, he was kind of like, "Yeah, I didn't play that well," you know. He just kind of like took it and said that was his own fault. He did specifically say, because I know I've personally seen a lot of discourse online, I know that there was some, our group chat had a lot of chatter about, you know, would Christian have gone home if it weren't for the journey and all this stuff? And he basically said that he thinks he was going to go home no matter what. He said that the journey definitely like solidified it. And he gave credit to where credit was due. He said that Rizzo's explanation that they showed, where Rizzo kind of says like, you know, he already has a vote against him, now is the time. He was like, Rizzo was 100% right. And he said that like, if he wasn't in that position, he would have done the exact same thing. But he really said that his downfall was talking to Suri. And he just thought that he was higher up on her list than Ozzy, and sorry, buddy, that was incorrect. So, poor Christian, but like I said, not bitter. Even so much so that he went on Jimmy Fallon's show and accepted an apology from Jimmy Fallon. He said it was okay, and he held nothing against him. Poor Jimmy felt really bad. So, but also on the note of Jimmy Fallon, so because I wanted to watch Christian and see how he interacted with Jimmy Fallon, I got down a rabbit hole and saw a bunch of stuff about people who've been on Jimmy Fallon before Survivor and stuff. So I actually saw the episode where Jeff Probst went on, where they decided that Jeff should compete in one of the challenges. So Jeff went on like at the beginning of 48 when they were getting ready to air 48 and when they were doing all of the questions to the fans to see what everyone wanted to do. And he was explaining this and like getting people hyped up for 50, and Jimmy was like, "Oh, we have our own questions we want to ask the audience here." And one of them was should Jeff compete? So everyone obviously said yes, because why wouldn't they want to do that? And Jimmy and him shook on it, and Jeff said, "If I compete, you have to host." And Jimmy was like, "Sure, sounds good." So fast forward to when Jeff went on Jimmy Fallon's show before 50 to get everyone hyped up. He, you know, kind of, Jimmy wants to say that he is in 50, you know, and like give a little spoiler. So he's like, "Oh, can I say something? Can I say something?" And Jeff is like, "Yeah, like you're in the promo, like go ahead." So Jimmy starts talking about how excited he is about 50, how, you know, the fans voted on all this stuff. And he was like, you know, he kind of hints at, you know, like you voted on things like even on this show, you know, kind of hinting at that Jeff is going to compete. And the funniest thing that I heard was that Jimmy was like, "I'm also really excited about my twist," you know, kind of alluding to that he has something. And Jeff said, "Yes, that last one you sent me, I think we actually can use." And made it seem like Jimmy sent him so many iterations of what he wanted to do, and finally they were like, "Okay, sure, I guess we can do this." So I'm really curious if that's what they landed on, what else Jimmy sent over that the producers and Jeff were like, absolutely not, we're not doing this. So let everyone know what your thoughts are on Jimmy's twist. I liked that Jeff competed, but Christian voting for himself, like, meh. It was kind of meh. But let everyone know what you think, and I found it really fun to go watch all of Jimmy's interactions with everyone. So, all right, that is it for tea time this week. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Before we continue with league matters, which is what I would imagine most people in the league skip to, and what most people that just watch on YouTube skip over, I have to say that this is a sad moment or a happy moment. This is the last broadcast we will be recording in this apartment because we're moving apartments, which means next time we broadcast, I'll have an actual desk. I am revealing to you all now that for the majority of the last 27 episodes, Bree and I, we're in the same house right now, but we want to have different screens. And Bree has her desk upstairs in the loft, and she has all of her stuff set up there. So to avoid noise feedback, I have to broadcast from the bedroom. And so for the last 27 or so episodes, I've been making a desk out of the hamper in our bedroom.
Yeah.
In broadcasting from our laundry pile. But finally, I'll have a separate room with my own desk. So big news, everyone.
I thought you were
Big
going to turn
city
the
living.
background off and let us see it.
No, I will not do that. Our apartment looks like a nightmare right now. There's the first bleep. Yeah, it's chaos right now, but I'll have a real desk and not a hamper next week. Anyway,
Fair enough.
Let's talk about your scoring plays of the week. Your scoring plays of the week, I'm going to try and do by memory. I recorded them all the night of the episode.
Well, I have the spreadsheet up.
Oh, please take us through it, Bree.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going down. We're in episode 9.
Yep.
So you've got your vote with majority people. Do I need to read all that out?
Yes. So, you know, let's do this. I'll do it, and you tell me if I'm correct. It'll be like a test.
No,
that sounds fine.
My point is, I wanted to say that something we didn't say earlier. Jonathan did not vote for Christian because there's a moment where Jonathan gives Christian back his shot in the dark, which I'm gonna reveal to everyone. Bree said she really liked. She thought that was nice. She was like, "Oh, he actually followed through with his. He didn't vote for Christian, and he gave it back to him, even though it means nothing. It was like, you know, whatever." So the people that voted for Christian got majority points. Everyone got points for what we refer to as a tribe reward, which was the rice. So it's kind of a wash across the board, but they all got marked for it. Everyone in the tribe got rice.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like doing this live. So I see that Christian gets points for going on a journey.
Yes.
But shouldn't he get points for losing his vote?
He didn't lose his vote.
Yeah, but
which leads me to my favorite fact. Christian gets points for voting with the majority because he had to vote himself off.
Okay, fine. I guess that's the thing.
We talked about this before, Bree, and you said that was okay.
I just feel like he kind of did lose his vote because he couldn't choose how to vote, but it's a weird situation that will never happen again, so I relinquish.
I think that's it. Oh, Joe got winning immunity, individual immunity points.
I don't think that. Oh no, it's marked off. Okay, yeah, you got it right.
On the side. All right, I think that's all the scoring plays. There was not that much happened this week. Okay, which means it is time for your current season standings. All right, so your season standings current to this week. Sorry, it's a click, not an arrow. So your pre-merge boots, starting at the bottom, Bree, after last week saying it was going to take some time for Nora to overtake her, despite Bree not having any people on her tribe, Bree is now in last place. I, not for nothing, am in second to last place, and I do have a tribe member, so that really sucks. Nora with Mike White's pepperoni nipples is in front of us. Then Sharon, then Kayla, then Mulcahy is in 23rd. He is part of a giant tiebreaker between Brian himself and actually just Brian and himself. Sorry, I read that wrong. But Brian has a more consistent tribe, so Brian is in front of Mulcahy. Kyla with Can I Have Yo Jacket is in 21st. Tristan in 20th. Now everyone from here on out has triple digis for points. Alex is in 19th.
Digis.
Anne is in 18th with the Hammis tribe. Mikey with the ST Divas is in 17th. Ryan Shiring is in 16th, and Drew is in 15th. That's the bottom half of your leaderboard. Then we move on to the jury, which is Christina, last season's winner, is in 14th. Matt is in 13th. My mom is in 12th. Tied with, but beaten by on a tiebreaker, Loomis, who is the more consistent tribe. Good job, Loomis. Scott is in 10th. V is in 9th. 8th is Patrick Shiring. Shout out. Do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, Jeff? Because that was actually said this episode. Very funny. Megan is in 7th. Jazz in 6th. Kelsey in 5th. And thank God, Greg is off the podium in 4th. Which leaves your final tribal for the moment of Emily E in 3rd, Brenna in 2nd, and Smith somehow in 1st.
That's wild. What a flip.
Yeah. Let's get thoughts. A little history lesson. Loomis, I love to get people on the show, not me, to trash talk other league members, because it's what I've discovered from episode 1. We played a game called what was it? Fire Making or Sanctuary, and we went through, I think it was before season 49 started, and we looked at who everyone had on their tribes, and it was Greg and Mulcahy. And I made them send everyone to either Fire Making or the Sanctuary, strictly based on personal vendettas. And it immediately sparked a lot of hate mail towards them, but it came through me. And if you've ever gotten the chance to have your friends' hate mail come through you first, do it. It's so much fun. So if anyone on the broadcast now has some smack talking they'd like to do, this is a great place to get it out.
I like to start with the immunity. I think Mr. Immunity is not caught up in the season, and I think he's right where he belongs in 23rd place. And so the Mr. Patrick Mulcahy, if we can banish him and send him somewhere, I'd be all for that.
Well said. Kyla?
Well said.
You take a shot at somebody.
I have absolutely no room to talk this
It
episode.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're on Exile Island now. It doesn't matter.
How
about this? Because you have no one left. We can't do this with Bree. She's already at the bottom. Who is someone below you? And it can't be me because that's too easy. We gave V an easy out last week. Who is someone below you that you think you can still beat despite having no one on your team?
Even Nora's a hard one for me because she has 3 people still in it. I was just looking at the tribes. So, I mean, she still has my boy Devers, freaking Sari, and okay, Emily. Emily's the weak link of your tribe, but she has Devers and Sari. I think she still has
Devers
a
is
chance
at the
beating
top
me.
of the targets list too.
Well, if I just am going to pile on about that, Nora, how are you in 26 with 3 people still left? That's crazy.
Yeah. I did want to ask how that's possible. I definitely have.
But truly, nobody has 3 people left at all.
I honestly think, Pat, you're the only one below me that I think will not surpass me.
Yeah. If the opposite of sending hate is a candygram, I'd like to send a candygram to Emily E, because I'm proud of how much she rose in the rankings. She was pretty low before, and she has really catapulted
She
herself
and
up
Brenna
there.
were way down, and Smith were all the way down at the bottom. In the first few episodes. All right.
It shows how the story of the season has flopped.
Yes.
Like flipped. Sorry, flopped.
Well, we're the flop, but it has flipped.
Yeah, it's both flipped and flopped. All right, let's move on to your weekly awards. Please note that you can also smack talk here as well. So your weekly awards, we're going to start out with the Have the Numbers Award, which goes out to the top 3 tribes of the episode in terms of points earned. And this week we have your leaderboard. Smith, Brenna, and Emily earned 22, 20, and 18 points respectively this week. Good job to them. Snaps to them. Less fun for me personally is the bottom of the tribe. Self-explanatory. Also, Bree is not eligible for awards.
Yeah, we know. We already went through this pity party.
Kyla is. So this is the last.
I am.
Week, this is the last week Kyla can earn an award, because after this, it's no fair to say you didn't earn any points. The bottom of the tribe is Brian. Oh, Kyla's not even here?
Yeah.
What?
We're going to talk about that smack.
Oh,
that's because my boy
Christian
Christian
voted for
went
himself
on
and
a
went on a journey.
That's right.
Oh, so
and I voted with the majority.
I did worse than the girl who lost the rest of her tribe. Oh, Jesus.
That's pretty rough.
I'm not
Take
a
a lap.
girl. I'm a woman.
The jungle woman.
The jungle woman.
This is my hell. Brian, Tristan, and myself. All right. Well, let's move on. I think most consistent is next. Now the arrow works. And most consistent is Christina. Consistently right in the middle, I might say. But most consistent nonetheless.
That's really the only person who could be consistent, because everyone who's at the top is at the bottom, and everyone who's at the bottom is at the top. So the only place to be sandwiched in the middle.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
The least consistent is Megan.
Oh, Megan.
It's
But she's
because-
doing good.
Going to change.
Yeah, but then she's dropping down again. So she's like truly all over the place. She was in second one week. Now she's in 7th. She also was in like 25th at one point. So who knows where she's going to end up. Does anyone still have the spreadsheet up? Bree, do you still have it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Who does Megan have left? She lost Christian.
She has Stephanazi.
Ooh.
Stephanasi. Ooh, that's a good tribe.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They're all,
It's a sneaky one a little bit.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, now we have a negative one. Who are we taking the flint of? Taking your flint.
It's going to be you.
No, I think it's V.
Oh.
I think V fell 4 spots. I think maybe 1 or 2 other people fell 4 spots, but I think on a consistency tiebreaker, V dropped the most this week.
And Pat's been at the bottom, Bree.
Yeah,
that's
I haven't
fair.
dropped that much. I dropped like 1 spot. Thanks, Kyla, I guess, for that reminder.
This is the last week I get to talk shit.
Yeah. Now, to end on a positive one, a hearty, that's how you do it on Survivor.
Let's go! Let's go!
Goes out to Ryan Shiring, who climbed 4 spots. Now, I do think him, Emily, and someone else climbed 4 spots, but he had the most consistent tribe. So I felt like if his tribe had been more consistently performing well, he gets it. So good job, Ryan.
Shouldn't it be the opposite?
Well, it's an award for doing well, right?
Okay. It says improved the most, so.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's
Like
not a perfect
movie-
system. None of this is real anyway. I'm broadcasting in a chilly shirt from a hamper. None of this is real.
I
All
just
right, fair.
snorted.
Is it time for my superlatives? That's all I care about.
Yeah, it
Wow,
is.
wow, wow, wow.
It is time for, well, hold on, we gotta get that clean. It is time for Bree's superlatives. All right, Bree. Let us have
Okay.
it. Bree, I have a little preview of this. We've been talking about this all day. I'm very excited. Not to
Wait, you have to
overhype it.
lead in. You have to lead in with a full backstory. Pat and I were on a nice drive this morning to get bagels.
It was
and to
horrible.
pick
We
up.
spilled coffee all over the entire inside of the car.
That did happen, and we were on our way to pick up a table from Facebook Marketplace.
Do
So if
y'all
anything really,
ever do
Table
anything
is
without a
overselling
story?
it. It was a little plant stand.
no,
No, everything we do is crazy. Go ahead,
everything
Bree.
we do is crazy. So we were on our way to get this plant stand, and I lured Pat with the idea of bagels. It worked. And while we were driving, Pat said, "Did you come up with your superlatives this week?" And I said,
Knowing
"Nope."
the answer.
You know I didn't, because I would have talked to you about it. And I said, but nothing's really happening. And even if it was happening, I wasn't paying attention because I've been packing boxes like a mule all week. So we started talking about, okay, well, what are some other like types of superlatives we could do? And then we were like, why don't we just tie it back to some classic Survivor things?
In honor
Some
of season
classic,
50.
right? You've got season 50 that encapsulates the whole show. So why don't we have some superlatives that encapsulate everything? And this is kind of
Some
a
of the
throwback
best
to
moments of Survivor.
right. And a few weeks ago when they did the chicken thing, I said who would be least likely to kill a chicken, and I gave it to Kelsey. So it's kind of along the same vein of like all these things. So I'm going to rattle these off because I've got a lot. I think everyone's getting something, almost
Oh,
everyone.
right. I didn't know that.
And ChatGPT did help me, so props to Chat. But I'm giving no explanation. It's just you get what you get, and some people are getting burned and some people are getting something good. Who knows?
No pouting, right? No pouting here.
No honor and integrity in this game. Okay, so most likely to blow all their money on the first auction item, Matt. Most likely to go home with an idol in their pocket, Emily E. Most likely to build a spy shack, Kelsey. Most likely to cry at the loved one visit within 30 seconds, Scott.
Yes.
Most likely
That's
to play.
true.
Yes. Most likely to play too hard on day one, Mikey.
Yep.
Most likely to
yep.
volunteer for fire and regret it, Anne. Most likely to eat gross food without flinching, Heidi. Most
Yep.
likely to accidentally spill the plan to the other side, Sharon.
Yeah.
Most likely to become a camp provider, Nora. Most likely to flip at the last second and vote you out, Brian.
Yep.
Most likely to
Ooh.
create a fake idol that actually works, Kyla.
Yeah.
Most likely to get way too comfortable before they're blindsided, Meg. Most
Aw.
likely to go on
Yeah.
an
Hold on. You got to slow down a little bit. These are all gold.
Yeah, because I have someone I want to react to.
most likely to go on an immunity run out of nowhere, Smith, as by the standings.
Yes, yeah, evidenced by the standings.
Most likely to give a bitter jury speech, Pat.
Yeah.
Call me.
Well done.
Who's that woman who's the woman?
like,
Is it
what?
Corinne that tells Sugar she's a scourge on society
Yeah.
and she should
yes.
stop talking about her dead dad or whatever? Oh my god.
Just superimpose Pat's face over that.
All right, so I'm
Okay,
Corinne. Keep going.
you've got two more. Most likely to make you give up your shot in the dark, Jazz. She's just giving me that energy that she would take your shot in the dark. And most likely to win a rice negotiation, even if there's hostages, Christina, because she's going to be
Yeah.
aggressive and come out swinging.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we talked about, Bree. That's not what we talked about. That was
No,
the
we
one-
did talk about giving Christina one where, like, if your alliance member got voted out, she would have thrown all the rice in the fire, which is the same energy.
the
kind of.
Jatia Award, as I call it.
Yeah.
Or the Brandon Hance. I don't want to say anything else. I don't want to spoil anything that people are watching.
Yeah, so that's my rundown. I just kind of boop, 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 boop,
Those
boop.
were good. I like that a lot.
Thanks.
That was
Great
great.
job, Bree.
That was fantastic.
All right. Well, it's now 9 p.m., so it's time to wrap this up. We're doing confessionals. Loomis, is there anything that you have thoughts on the league so far, thoughts on the episode, things you think are going to happen next week if you want to curse someone like Kyla does? This is your chance to get it out.
I have two quick notes if you can entertain me. First one, I love the pyramid before. The other thing, I drew up my own pyramid, and I actually have Rizzo because he's connected to Joe, Jonathan, Stephanie. I think Rizzo and Sari are going to come to a head. I just do. I think Rizzo's going to try to make a move on it. I did a whole little diagram. Sari's was bigger than Rizzo's, but I just think he's positioning himself to make a move on her at some point. And he really doesn't have the same tie as Ozzy. So I think Rizzo actually, I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on that, but he's got a lot of connections too in the middle.
And he can use Cerise's threat level. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Correct. Do you care if my son comes to hug me real quick?
No, that's
No, that's so
Let
cute.
us see him.
Yeah, Max, say everybody.
what a weird thing to say, Kyla.
I like kids.
Yeah, I love you, buddy. I'll come up. And then the
That's
last
cute.
one, the last one, Max, you can listen. I know Mr. Beast because of them. And so I think next week he's going to offer a certain amount of money to see maybe leave the show. So my question to all of you is, what amount would it take for you with 10 people left to walk off the show?
Ooh, we didn't
That's a
talk about that
great
yet.
question.
The
I was
Mr.
like
Beast
50K.
episode
Go
that
ahead,
people
Lindsay.
are nervous about is
Oh,
next
yeah,
week.
closer.
$500,000.
Max is saying 50K for him.
50K.
50K?
Well, I'll do like 100K actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're willing
Kyla
to take
says
more.
$500,000. I feel like you have to play deal or no deal rules where like you get
That's a
kind
separate
of
island-based show now. We can't be doing that.
I think I would walk away for 220.
What does
Okay.
second place get? Second place gets 100?
100.
100K?
So that was my point. So basically you're taking a second place money right now. I think it'd be hard to pass up.
Maybe I overshot it. Maybe just my salary.
Yeah, I just feel like, I feel like you have to also analyze who you are. So if you're Emily Flippin, you should take $100 because you're not going anywhere.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, that's
If
fair.
Coach
If
was
you're
still on it,
Suri,
he should
ride
be
it out.
paying.
Oh, I would take
I don't know.
100, I think. I would take 100.
100K.
100K, yeah, not 100.
Yeah,
100
okay.
Pennies.
Yeah. Now that I'm
100 Canadian
reassessing,
pennies, whatever that is, and yeah. I will say now that we're talking about Mr. Beast, next week not only is the Mr. Beast episode, Bree, you know what is coming back next week? It's your favorite thing.
The auction?
The auction is back next week.
Yeah, we are excited.
The auction is going to be back next week.
Can't wait.
I think we're getting an auction and a challenge.
Wow.
Good
wow,
episode.
that'd be cool.
All right. Did everyone answer? I
No.
said 100.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we answered that.
Oh, yeah, we answered.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you meant did I get my confessional? Just want to
Yeah.
be clear, I did not.
All right, Kyla, you're up.
Okay, so I talked to Bree about this earlier. As the two on XL Island, this is my closing statement. Bree and I are going to start a little side hustle over here.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to start betting who in the league is going to win our award next week. I think we should just do one, Bree.
You
Yeah.
know who's going
Thinking
to
that
join
we-
Exile Island?
No.
Oh, I didn't run it. I recut with both of you on Exile Island. Cue it now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What?
What?
Bree,
The
Bree,
in memoriam. I forgot to put it in earlier.
Bree and I are going to bet who within the league is going to win the weekly award of the most points next episode. That is what we're
Without
going to bet.
looking at the like points, obviously.
So you're saying this has become less clear the more you've talked.
Yeah, Bree. Next week's episode, who in the
has the
league
most
is going
fun?
to win the most points next week's episode?
Like the one of who's like rising the most or falling the most or whatever, something
You're
like
saying
that.
Most points.
You're saying who of the Have the Numbers award, who's in first place
Yes.
for the week?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's going to get the most points next week
And
in
Bree
the
is,
league?
I think, trying to say without looking at how they've been doing, just like blind picking.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I'm looking at their tribes right
teams, but not like the points and like whatever.
No.
else.
No. I'm going to pick someone. I'm going to pick Ryan Shiring.
Oof, that's
Oh, we're picking right now.
cursed.
Oh,
yeah, do it.
Well, I
Len.
am.
Oh,
I
like
am.
that pick.
All right. Well, picking Christina.
And Bree and I are going to keep track of our points, and I don't know what we're going to win. Maybe we'll buy each other a drink. I don't really
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
But
yeah, drink.
if anyone else joins Exile Island,
They can be
maybe
in on
you
it.
can,
Maybe
you can
They're
bet
cool.
too on our side
Yeah,
side
if
business.
I get there, I'm joining you. I'm in for it.
You got to keep it interesting, otherwise you have nothing to. I almost said live for. I meant play for. All right, thank you, Bree.
Well, it's hard to follow up these two wonderful closing statements, but I will say, knowing that an auction is upon us, I'm one, very excited. I love to see an auction. And two, I hope they do the thing that they've done the past couple seasons where you don't just get a set amount, but you have to scavenge. for your dollars.
Oh,
So
like
I hope
when
they're
Andy had
scavenging,
nothing.
and I hope it's intense.
You know Cerie's not going to look and just like con people out of their own money.
Yes.
Oh, people are going to hand her money. They're going to hand their money to her. Absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right. What's my
It's been
closing
fun.
statement?
Skirker, I have one quick one to give you time.
Yes.
I'll stall for you. A second confession. I wanted to cheat on my family by watching Survivor without them, but I haven't done it yet. It's been really hard because I stay up late and I want to be in the chat more with you guys and do this. So I've had to resist like watching it multiple times. I really want to like be up to date, and it's killing me.
Well, that's great to hear because we have publicly said that the goal of the show is really just to ruin someone's life. We
I'd
we
be in
ruined
trouble.
we ruined Kyla's because she's now watched like 20 seasons in the span of like 60 days or whatever it is. It's way too much Survivor for a
I've
human
taken a
being
few
to
months
intake.
of breaks, but I'm back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, how many seasons are you up to, Kyla?
She went to rehab briefly, but she's back.
I think I've now watched, like, including 50. I think this will be my 18th.
But you had not watched a season you watched 48 because we made you play. And
Yeah.
you liked it. So you watched 49, and after
Yeah.
49 is you started
I
rewatching.
binged
So
13 or 14 seasons over the holiday break.
Oh, that's exciting. That's fun.
too much.
What
That's
a time
like,
to be alive.
That'll make your eyeballs bleed. So if we can make someone like in trouble with their family, we're doing something right here. Yeah. So my confession is I'm still having fun. I know I just have Jonathan left, but I don't hate Jonathan as much as everyone else seems to. I don't think he can win, but I don't know. I love a little lovable little lummox. So I'm having
Nothing
fun.
about that man's little.
Yeah, I'm sad Christian's gone, and I can't wait after the season's over to go back and watch all of Cerie's seasons because clearly, I mean, I knew she was great. I've watched all the recaps and I know all the big twists and the historical moments. I know my Survivor history, but I haven't literally watched every single episode. So I'm excited to go back. The summer break's always longer. It's a bigger gap between 50 and what will be 50. Oh, which leads me to my next point. I saw a thing. I don't know if it's real, but it seems to be the running intel at the moment that 51, which will air in the fall, will seemingly be 20 people, 2 tribes to start. So it seems like, if true, they're going back to some older format style. I'm sure it'll be
I
the
love
same
that.
length season, but it'll be cool to maybe combine some more new elements with old elements because I am enjoying that about this season, whether all the twists work. I'm enjoying old players learning the new game and new players learning how the old players kind of run things. It's fun to see it all come together. All right. Well,
You're here.
This has been The League Has Spoken, episode 27. Got nothing else for you. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for having me.